Hi everyone, happy Monday. All right, I wanted to do this video on Sunday. Actually, I wanted to do it really early or really late Saturday. But I held off and thought I'll wait till Monday. So here I am. I have been wanting to share with you guys a little bit of kind of my aha. This is kind of going back 2 years ago to my mild traumatic brain injury days where I was suffering and hiding in a dark room, and not hiding intentionally, but I had to, and being miserable because the 4th of July is coming. And here, if you followed me on my personal page or on Instagram, you may have seen that we were celebrating the 4th of July here in Georgia. And they have a tradition of celebrating it early, and it's always the weekend before. So we had that on Saturday night, and I was gonna go with some friends, and she ended up not feeling well, so I ended up going by myself. So I still went, which is huge. I got a lot of kudos from people, family and loved ones saying, hey, good for you. Because a lot of times, sometimes in the past, and especially after an injury like that, you're more cautious and more scared, and you don't. And I went. I didn't know if anyone I knew would be there. I did find out later there were people there that I have met recently, and I got to hang out with them a little bit. So that was really nice. And I had moments of tears of joy in my eyes. So if you don't know my story, I'm going to do a little recap here of my mild traumatic brain injury. That was 2 years ago. We had been hiking. I hit my head, and we thought it was just a concussion. That's what the ER told us. And so we did kind of things they recommended, and some of the things my holistic specialist and chiropractor and acupuncture, all the things. We were doing all the things we could to help support my brain in healing and recovering. And then I started going downhill pretty quickly. And some of you watched that journey and followed that journey, walked along with us. And a huge thank you to you guys, because it was scary. We will admit that it was scary. And it was rough. It was hard on a lot of people. Anytime you have a loved one that's going through something like that or becomes very helpless, something I'm not always good at. If you know me, I love helping people, but having people help me is really hard. If you're like me, yeah, raise your hand. So I started going to outpatient treatments and things like that, and rehab center, and they were trying to help. But 4th of July, I did not think was going to be as bad as that was. I've always enjoyed fireworks. We got engaged on 4th of July. It'll be 10 years this year. Yay, congratulations to us. That we had been engaged on the 4th, and we went and saw fireworks that same night, and we did a lot of fun things. And we've always enjoyed fireworks. I enjoyed going to fireworks at Disneyland on Friday nights or weekends whenever I could go to Disneyland, being in Southern California. Loved it. But that was the first time I realized and understood the deep hatred. Okay, there are people that hate fireworks. They hate it. And a lot of them, they have a really good reason, and that is okay. But I understood it to the core and to a T. 2 years ago, I was in the fetal position in the bed with earplugs, with pillows on top of my head, with covering my ears, closing my eyes, trying to sing to myself. My husband's rubbing my back. I am crying. I am frantic. The dog is all worried and stressed out and hates the fireworks too, right? Just a bad mix. And I know my husband had a very nice, crazy rant afterwards on Facebook, because it was painful. It was excruciating for my already struggling brain. It just was not fun. I had a lot of people trying to support us and meaning so well to give us ideas of, canceling headphones, things like that. We tried so many things, and my problem was even putting those earplugs in, my ears kept trying to pop them out because so much inflammation was in my head, so much pressure, and putting pressure on the outside just enhanced everything and made it worse. Not only that, But you know how like you hear or someone's driving by and the bass is up and you can feel the vibration from that, and we can feel the vibration from the fireworks. I could feel it, and it was more intense than it ever had been. So all my senses, even that, like touch, all of that was heightened. So for me, I would feel it, but it made my nervous system just hot and angry, and it felt like my body was on fire. It was vibrating. It was not good. So I understood, and I hated that night. It took me several days to calm down, unwind. I mean, we were trying certain oils, but that was still a point when oils, the smell of them bothered me. Certain ones, or I think Copaiba and Frank were the only ones I could tolerate regularly because they were so mild. And so it was hard. It was scary, and I know I took some steps back in my therapy because of that, because my nervous system was not happy, my brain wasn't happy. So a lot of you know that I had a major turnaround that September, and Adaptive was the thing that helped support the calming blend. I actually diffused this for Molly and some lavender, and put some lavender on her because I went to the fireworks this weekend. Not only that, but I went to a concert. Go back to the 2 years ago, I remember sitting in and we talked about how 4th of July went, and I had been in some discussion groups, support groups for mild traumatic brain injury people. And a lot of them were like, yep, I hate this time of year. It's terrible. It sets me back every time. And these are people that had been, had been 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And I went, I guess this is what I got to get used to, is we're going to have to like get away and go into the wilderness where there's going to be no fireworks for me to survive or to feel okay or be at peace. That's what we started realizing might happen. And it was kind of a bummer because I love the color and I love seeing them. And I love having that experience and sharing that and hearing kids go, oh, wow, I enjoy that. But that's what I was realizing was going to be my new normal and what my life was going to be about. I was even told I may never get to go see the fireworks. That's what doctors sat there and told me 2 years ago. I got to see them last year. And I got to see him this year, and I went to a concert. So you can see why there are tears of joy. I was grateful. I felt so truly blessed knowing I didn't give up on that internal part of me that kept saying, no, don't give up. You'll get to enjoy that again. You will get to go see fireworks. It's not going to bother you the same way. Don't give up. It's going to take time, but don't worry about it. Because if I worried about it, of course, it made it worse. And I'm glad I listened to that, and I listened to the fact that I had other answers, and to just be patient. And there it was. God was great. He offered a tool that I didn't know existed because I hadn't, and it has continued to help. So, of course, when I'm around people in general, if you're like me, just being a little more extrovert, people energize you. So I still use Adaptive at night. I use it every day, and I will roll it on during stressful times, but I don't use it as much as I used to, and I'm so grateful for that because I've been able to scale back, which tells me I'm doing a lot better, and being able to do what I did this weekend helped with that. So I wanted to share that little story and that little success and kind of give you guys a little bit of hope if you know anyone or fireworks bother you. I wanted to also give a couple tips if you have pets, okay? So Adaptive, lavender. Lavender is really good for the dogs if you put a little on their ears, on their paws, and maybe the back of the spine. I always dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil, and that will help. I also make sure I exercise our Molly, and I walked her twice that day and played with her. So you just make sure I kind of wear them out a little bit and kind of get them relaxed. She still had an accident, but I didn't scold her for it because I knew it was scary. It's a new place. Excuse me, got the hiccups. And I knew that it just being her and I that night, she was going to be a little bit worried. So I'm glad she only had that. It was easy to clean up. I didn't scold her. I just let her snuggle me that night because she was kind of on edge, but I put more lavender on her and she fell right asleep. So those things may be scary. And there may be some people who still don't like fireworks. Use some of those grounding oils. Use your adaptive. Use some of those. Diffuse them. Allow those to help keep you calm if it's something that creates anxiety for you, or if you need a distraction. If that is the time of year you struggle with, maybe that's when you plan a little trip or vacation to be out away from like towns or things that do that, and be, camping or go somewhere that may not do that, and enjoy that and make it more of an enjoyable time to look forward to versus a time that you dread and don't enjoy. So always try to find the positive and try and turn that around. So that's a little bit of what I want to share with you guys today. Hopefully a little motivational Monday, and a little bit of a look into what some of the things you can do for your pets and yourself with the upcoming 4th of July festivities. So if you guys have any tips or oil suggestions or things, please share in the comments below. For those that watch and read those, so that we can kind of share and give ideas. And then also, if you have a favorite tradition, maybe you don't enjoy fireworks and you like to go somewhere, share what you do for that instead. Love to hear from you guys. All right, we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy whaling.